And the director of ER at Rapides Medical Center is sharing crucial steps that you can take to keep your family safe in the high temperatures. The U.S. causes about 702 deaths and over 67,000 emergency room visits each year, according to the CDC. With the high temperatures hitting many areas this August, it's crucial to understand the difference between heat exhaustion and heat stroke. In Sinla, where temperatures have been high this year, the director of emergency services at Rapides Medical Center explains what you need to know to stay safe and how to recognize whether someone is experiencing heat exhaustion or heat stroke.
So the difference of heat exhaustion and heat stroke is basically around the symptoms and the severity. So heat exhaustion is when your body loses too much water and salt through sweating. That can lead into a heat stroke, which is a serious medical emergency in which our bodies don't know how to control its internal core temperature anymore.
Parker says that heat stroke is a big deal and you should get medical help immediately.